Hi everyone, it's me, and today let's watch the game Theorists.
Welcome back to the final round of our first annual GT Spelling Bee, where the competition has been intense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd say these little spellers are showing us the definition of greatness. You get it? Definition.
Definition?
Like in a spelling bee. Next up, we have former champion of Putnam County, William Barfy.
It's pronounced Barfay.
William, your word is Phoenix.
Sorry. Buffet? Buffy. Sorry.
Phoenix. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix.
I'm sorry, that isn't correct.
What?
MatPat, if you can spell Barf Boy's word correctly, that will make you this year's champion. Again, the word is Phoenix.
May I hear it in a sentence, please?
A special thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video with their new game, Immortals Fenyx Rising, available in stores for all platforms now. Click the link.
Oh, wow! Oh my god, it's not Phoenix as in the bird, it's Phoenix the game! Oh my gosh, big brain. Now that's awesome.
Click the link down in the description to get the game, Phoenix.
Wow. Okay. Phoenix. F-E-N-Y-X? Phoenix?
That
Yay.
is correct.
Who says video games aren't educational?
Oh gosh.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory.
Hello everyone, welcome to Game Theory!
Mythbusters of gaming, where today we're taking the title one step further to become the Mythology Busters, proving that one of ancient history's most iconic stories has been misunderstood for literal millennia. You see, just this week, the game Immortals Fenyx Rising hit store shelves, and based on all the gameplay teasers I've seen, it's kind of like if God of War's world had a baby with Breath of the Wild's gameplay loop, which honestly
Daedalus is an open world game. It's awesome. I love it.
Seems like it'd be a great marriage. Oh, it has its father's combo-based combat and its mother's emphasis on open world exploration. Who's a good little sandbox game? You are. You are. Anyway, Fenyx Rising has you exploring the Golden Isle, 7 distinct regions of Greek mythology where you'll be thrown into the fray against titans of mythology, both literal and figurative titans, including famous faces like Medusa, the Cyclops, and the Minotaur.
Medusa, Cyclops, and Minotaur.
Combat these big baddies, your character Phoenix will have to level up her godly powers, which includes things like the Heracles Strength, Hephaestus Hammer, and Athena Dash. But across all the gameplay demos that I saw while researching for this video, no skill was more important than the Wings of Daedalus. You see, a lot
Wings of Daedalus.
of the combat and traversal of this game seems to be happening in the air, making the gliding and flapping of these retractable wings
essential.
Incredibly important to every step of your journey. But how could they work? Would they work? Sure, they're mythological creations and it's a video game, so applying real-life science doesn't really make sense and blah blah blah. Yeah, I get that. Spoiler alert, I've known that for the 10 years that I've been doing this show. But I don't care. This show is my chance to apply insane logic to video games, and today Immortals Fenyx Rising is giving me the chance to take it one step further and not just fact-check the games, but also ancient history. You see, if the name Wings of Daedalus doesn't ring a bell, I bet you might recognize this more famous name, Icarus, the more famous child to his already famous parent. If you're not already familiar with the story, the tale of Icarus and Daedalus that these in-game wings are based on comes from the Metamorphoses, a poem published by Ovid in the year 8. You heard that right, the year 8, single digit, so it's an old poem. And it's
yeah, it's in the year 8. Like literal 8, you know, like you can count the number of years with your finger, the kind. Yeah, it is pretty old.
And it's just any old poem. Ovid's Metamorphoses is an old epic poem. This quote-unquote poem covers 15 books, nearly 12,000 lines, and includes over 250 myths spanning everything from the creation of the world all the way up to that one time when, you know, Julius Caesar somehow became a god. Must have missed that part of the history books. Anyway, sandwiched right in the middle there, Book the 8th is the tale of Daedalus and Icarus. We'll start with the full story because most people are really only familiar with the last little bit and skimmed over everything else. Daedalus was the greatest engineer in Greece and was hired by King Minos to build the labyrinth, famous for housing the fearsome Minotaur. Which begs the question, why would someone hire an engineer to build a giant maze containing a half-man, half-bull?
You don't do that, come on. There's something called architect, engineer, and architect and engineer, right? It's different jobs, alright? If you need, you can employ more people so they can educate people, more people, so that they can build it better, you know. Ah, gosh. Don't just rely on one individual. Teach them for the future generations.
Well, the Minotaur is, he's the, shameful product of a union between King Minos' wife and a bull. But in all seriousness, the full story here is that Poseidon had given a white bull to Minos so that he could use it as a sacrifice. Instead, Minos decided to keep it for himself, so Poseidon, mad that no one killed his bull, had Minos' wife lust for it. Really seems like one of those situations where it should be between these two guys. Why you gotta pull her into this? Anyway, suffice it to say, Minos orders Daedalus to build the labyrinth in order to hide away this awkward family secret. But that comes with one problem. Now Daedalus knows a bit too much, and he needs to be kept quiet. He's shut up in a
Literally, you can't see me.
tower to prevent the knowledge of his labyrinth from spreading to the public. Daedalus predictably thinks that this is a pretty bum deal and decides to get out of Dodge with his son Icarus. Daedalus fashions 2 sets of wings made of feathers, string, and wax to carry him and his son to freedom. Before leaving, Daedalus warns Icarus not to fly too high, otherwise the wax holding the wings together will melt. He
Which, technically speaking, scientifically speaking, is wrong.
also warns Icarus not to fly too low or else the sea foam will soak the feathers. That second part always tends to get forgotten as Icarus has become this tale of not growing overconfident, but really this is an important detail because the original point of the story was all about leading a measured, balanced life. Not being overconfident to be sure, but also not underachieving. Anyway, you probably know the rest at this point. Once Icarus is outside and flying, he enjoys it so much that he soars high up into the sky, getting him too close to the sun, causing his wax wings to melt and him to plummet to his death in the water below, which...
That's not how altitude works on Earth. Just saying.
Okay, it's time for the tables to turn and for me to be the but actually guy on someone else's video.
The higher you go, the colder you get. Alright?
Someone else's epic poem. Excuse me, Ovid, at the end of your poem, if it could even be
R.I.P. Ovid， 话语说他那个 Handsome Ovid。
called that. You claim to be
Matt Chat, Matt Ren.
smarter than a god, but clearly you have less than godlike knowledge of basic physics. As Icarus flies closer into the
See, I told you, I knew it. Totally basic physics.
sky, it should be getting colder, not
Colder,
warmer. It's called
colder.
air pressure, bro, and the cooler temperatures would keep the wax in the wings solid. Sun exposure, meanwhile, would barely change with the range of altitudes that Icarus would be flying at. TLDR, maybe this is less a story about a confident boy soaring high and getting punished for it, and more a story about an arrogant author not doing his research and falling flat on his face.
I mean, this book was created. Oh wait, what? In the year 8, they were just using mythology. They do not have proper scientific physics facts. Just saying, it's belief and facts, myth and facts.
Hashtag cancel Ovid. Wow, that felt really good. It's no wonder people do that sort of thing all the time. Lucky for Phoenix and Immortals, she doesn't need to understand the basics of thermal expansion, considering her Daedalus wings are made of retractable metal armature able to appear and disappear in a moment's notice, launching her from one part of a combo to another. But regardless of whether they're made of wax or futuristic feathers, the question I have is this: could they work? Can we just strap on the wings of Daedalus Daedalus, be it the version from 8 AD or the version from 2020 AD, and take off? And if not, what would it actually require to do that? First off, let's talk aerodynamics. It'll come as no surprise, but a human is far from the most optimal flying device. Despite what faked viral videos might tell you, we just aren't built to fly. Not only are our bodies weird and lumpy, some lumpier and weirder than others. Did you just say dad bod?
Dad bods are beautiful, like all bods.
We're just built heavy. Our
Yeah. That bots are.
bones are solid. Birds, meanwhile, have hollow bones, which you might think makes them lighter and therefore able to fly, but that's not actually the truth. Yeah, I was shocked by this little factoid. We even answered this a year ago during our charity stream.
What unique feature of birds' bones makes birds able to fly?
Is there a name for this?
If there's a specific name for it, I don't know it.
Oh, there is most certainly a name for it. Bird bones are pneumatized, meaning that they're filled with space for air. Air sacs are attached to the hollow areas in a bird's bones, which helps the bird take in oxygen while both inhaling and exhaling, giving the bird more oxygen in its blood and therefore more energy for flight. Believe it or not, the hollow bone making the bird lighter is just a myth. Not a Greek myth, it's just a myth. You see, if you compare just the bones, the skeleton of a 2-ounce mouse is actually lighter than the skeleton of a 2-ounce bird. This is because the bird's bones are denser, making the thin bones stiffer and stronger. In addition, birds have bigger and more powerful hearts than mammals, helping them pump more blood throughout their body faster. During flight, a small bird's heartbeat rises above 1,000 beats per minute. All of that blood is necessary, again, to help them sustain flight. So believe you can fly all you want, it just ain't gonna happen. You spread your wings, and that's not okay. So, alright, slapping some wax onto our arms and attaching a few feathers ain't gonna cut it. But what about the wings of Daedalus from Fenyx Rising? Her wings are mechanical, and thus aren't dependent on biological adaptations. So could they help Phoenix to, well, rise? First, they would certainly help with the
I get it. Phoenix Rise.
gliding. That part is easy. We've had hang glider technology for years, and we see that as Phoenix glides from location to location in the game, her hands act as little jet propulsion systems. Her wings in this case are acting quite literally as what's called a flexible wing, a hang glider, an airfoil that forces the air traveling over the top of the wing to go farther faster than the air below the wing, thereby generating small amounts of lift. So that isn't in the realm of myth at all. Go to practically any beach and you too can live out your Daedalus dreams. No, the bigger challenge is getting a wing that can flap and lift you off the ground. To do that,
Oh my god, the wing is so small, the huge size is so big.
the wings would need to be able to generate lift by pushing enough air that it be able to counteract the downward force of our weight under gravity. So how large would wings like these need to be? Well, let's take Phoenix as our example. In the 1940s, archaeologists in Greece excavated the Magna Graecia cemetery and determined that the average ancient Greek female would have been about 50 to 55 kilograms, and the male would be about 60 to 65 kilograms. So let's just choose right down the middle here and go with 60 kg. Multiply that by Earth's gravitational force of 9.8 meters per second squared,
9.81.
and we get ourselves a total downward force of 588 newtons that our wing flaps would need to counteract. The largest flying bird ever discovered, Argentavis, weighed about 160 pounds, 72 kilograms, so a bit heavier than our case study here, which shows that it can be possible. That bird had an astounding wingspan of 7 meters.
Wow! 7 meters. My goodness.
It's nearly 23 feet. That is nearly 2 Michael Jordans sticking out of each side of your back. I'd say that's a wee bit larger than the wings Phoenix currently has in the game. And all of it's without calculating the actual weight of the wings themselves.
So it is actually possible.
And you see, that's the major problem with all this. Because as the wings get larger, the weight goes up. The amount of power required to take off increases by the square of the additional weight. So doubling the weight requires the power output to multiply multiply by 4. It's an arms race, or better put, a wings race. The wingspan is forced to get bigger and bigger, to an extent where the flapping ability can never counteract the weight of everything else. Flying with giant wings just isn't really gonna cut it. But what if the wings weren't giant? Sure, you can accelerate huge puffs of air downwards slowly to generate big amounts of lift, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Feather a bird, pluck a phoenix? Well, sure, most
Skin a cat, feather birds.
birds fly with upstrokes and downstrokes of the wing, generating all their lift and power on the downstroke of each wing beat. That isn't our only solution here. If you can't beat them with power, why not try beating them with speed? Instead of doing lots of big puffs of air downward, why not use lots of little puffs of air? This is the flight strategy of hummingbirds, whose wings don't go up and down, but rather forward and backward, almost in a figure-8 pattern. By doing this 50 to 200 times every second, the hummingbird is able to generate lift on both forward and backward strokes,
But there's a lot of energy in
keeping the bird aloft and allowing it to hover. And you see, that's our solution to human flight in Immortals Fenyx Rising. The smaller wings of Daedalus stand no chance at pumping the amount of air necessary to keep Phoenix afloat with normal downward strokes, but the mechanical armature of Daedalus's wings could allow the smaller wings to pump much, much faster. Fast enough to generate air vortexes just like we see with hummingbirds. And the best part of it all is that no longer would we be limited to just a single double jump or mere gliding. Phoenix would have full 360-degree movement all around her, like a helicopter, able to hover, dive, and attack with incredible speed. It just goes to show that sometimes the most mythic solutions can come from the smallest science in your own backyard. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. And thank you once again to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in flying high with Phoenix and Immortals Fenyx Rising, the game is available on pretty much everywhere you would possibly want to play it right now. Old systems, new systems, PC systems, doesn't matter. Link is down in the description below to learn more about the game and heck, maybe even purchase it. I'll see you all in the next video.
Next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you do like this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe to my channel and comment down below if you have anything to share with us. Thank you so much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment and follow. And also like, share, subscribe, comment, follow. Yeah. But hey, remember, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. This video came out from YouTube channel The Game Theorists back in the year 2020, which is 1 year ago, last year. If you do like this video, please remember to subscribe to their channel and watch more of their videos to show support. Their videos are very educational and very knowledgeable. Thank you so much. For me, I'm a huge fan of their work, so yeah. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye! Thank you, and I'll see you next time.